pizza into a reality. Always willing to go to any height in the name of science. Today, our weird scientists are taking the delivery experiment 4 stories up to see if a parachute drop might be a viable option to use with the blimp.
One of our designs is a flying vehicle that might have to drop a pizza to a person because it can't land. We've already done a drop test that shows without any kind of parachute, the pizza can be destroyed.
Armed with a freshly baked pie, Joe and Zaz head to the skies aboard a cherry picker.
We're going up.
I don't know, we've got to be, what, like 70 feet in the air or something?
Joe's getting nervous because he's starting to twitch.
Yes. We're high. This is the highest I've ever been, except when I've been on an airplane.
You ready?
With Mike and Terry anxiously awaiting the skydiving pizza, the special delivery leaves the nest.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
On this rare windless day, it floats along and lands right at the hungry inventor's feet. Nice shot.
Perfect.
It looks like it's missing a piece. I want a refund. Joe?
I love pizza.
The pizza appears to have made it down safely and in good eating condition. Good enough even for the picky Mike North. It's like this pie was heaven sent.
Good. Looks about the same as when in the box. Taste, really good. I'd eat this pizza.
The next day, the team is ready to see if Terry's beloved blimp idea has any legs. So they bring in aeronautical expert Scott Fisher, who's brought over one of his 20-foot nylon blimps.
We are ready to fill the blimp.
All right. Here we go. Look at that.
Once it's unfurled and filled with helium, it's time for one last all-important test. And Dr. Zaz takes a minute to explain.
Whenever you do a prototype with a blimp and a pizza, sooner or later, you gotta weigh the pizza. I got my scale, and I got a pizza. Fresh out of the oven. Commence weighing the pizza. 3.51 pounds. Gentlemen, I've weighed the pizza. 3.5 pounds.
With that weighty question answered, the pizza is added, and it just so happens that this blimp comes ready-made with a pizza release mechanism.
This right now, science at its finest.
The pizza release mechanism is a big coil spring that's rotated by a servo motor. So the pizza is hooked over that spring, so when the spring is unwound, eventually it'll get to the end and just drop free, just like a vending machine.
And after a quick test of the device, Zaz protects the pie from Joe because it's time for takeoff.
All right, let's see if we can lift this pizza. Scott, you ready?
I'm ready.
In 3, 2, 1. Pizza.
But the added weight makes the blimp far too heavy to fly.
We just did our first test with the 23-foot blimp lifting a single large pizza weighing 3.5 pounds. And it couldn't get off the ground.
I think we need a bigger blimp.
We're going to need a bigger blimp.
Maybe they need a bigger blimp.
We're gonna need a bigger blimp.
And a few days later, in sunny Southern California, they get their wish.
Now that's a big blimp.
Yep.
The Spirit of America, one of 4 Goodyear blimps operating around the world today.
Shotgun!
With a length of 192 feet and a height of close to 60 feet, this giant sky cruiser can carry almost 13,000 pounds, large enough by far for the mission at hand. Joe and Mike set up a drop zone, while Terry and Zaz take to the skies.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you very, very much.
Radio check. We got you 5 by 5. 36, 10 Alpha, have you 5 by 5, and I'd like to go out 6 light. 6 light, copy that. They're going to release us from the mast, and we're going to push back. We're going to kind of float over. It's very similar to boating. Kind of yachty. Okay.
This is so exciting.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. We're going to pop it away.
As the world's most famous blimp climbs over 1,000 feet in the air, Terry starts to realize that with his pie-in-the-sky delivery idea, he may have bitten off more than he can chew.
It looks very small from up here. I think this is going to be more difficult than we thought.
We are ready for low approaches.
But as the Goodyear blimp makes its descent for its first ever pizza delivery, it gets dangerously close to the ground. and to Joe and Mike.
We got a little wind shift. We're going to go around.
No pizza for you.
What happened with that first pass?
Coming up, it's the Goodyear blimp, take 2.
Go around for another pass.
Then, Zaz adds his brother and his robot to the mix. Is this a recipe for success? And later, the guys take a spin in a self-driving car.
Look, Ma, no hands.
Is the future of pizza delivery within their grasp? The engineers of Prototype This have been faced with their most dire dilemma yet. How to get piping hot pizza delivered to the island, the brain food they crave to keep the prototype industry cranking. With delivery men unwilling to carry their delicious cargo across the Bay Bridge, the guys are taking matters into their own hands. But after difficulty with blimps, both small and large, Terry's desired blimp delivery system very much hangs in the balance.
We got a little wind shift. We're going to go around.
No pizza for you.
Remember to now for what happened with that first pass?
Just at the last second, we got a side drift, and we went completely off target. Go around for another pass.
The blimp approaches the drop zone again and is in perfect position to hand deliver a pie.
1, 2, 3, 4, Definitely within the drop zone.
He is within the X.
Mission is accomplished. We're opening up the pizza to eat.
Sorry about the missing slice.
I've been waiting all day for this.
Is it still hot?
No.
So, Terry got to drop a pizza out of a Goodyear blimp